Assalamualaikum, family. Assalamualaikum. Greetings, blessings, aquaba, bonjour, buenas noches. Welcome to the live. My name is Empress, and this is the Global Green Book. Before we get started, let's take care of some quick housekeeping. Please let me know where in the world you are joining from. I just want to make sure I put this out here now for those who watch the replay, for the chat. No hate speech, and please speak with respect to one another. Uh, if you enjoy this topic, make sure to share the live and to invite others to join the conversation. All right. So I know I've been going live a lot lately, but I will be cutting that back soon because I will be focusing on some new business opportunities that will take more of my time. But I was like, while I have some free time, let me hop on here and get accustomed to going live, talking to you all because YouTube, as you all, my OGs know, YouTube always made me a little anxious. So I'm working those muscles, getting accustomed to coming on here and talking to you all. And it seems like, since I've been out of the country, I'm seeing more of what's going on in my country than when I was in the country, because I guess when I was in the country, I was busy doing stuff. But here, I find myself on social media a lot more than usual because I don't have my social network here. And so I know it's a lot going on in my home. So the main thing I don't remember what I named this topic, but I'm seeing like we've got ICE snatching people off the streets, the government shut down, and for November and possibly December, the SNAP program being shut off. And I know when I went through my hard time as a single mom, the SNAP really, really, really helped me with my children. So I really feel bad for those people who are about to lose that supplemental food for their household. And it's unfortunate. I'm seeing a lot of people celebrating the end of it because they really thought it was hurting FBAs, Black Americans, ADOS. And I don't know why there's so much hate towards my community, which is really shocking because I'm seeing like people get on live and they're saying like all these really horrible things. And yeah, there are people who abuse the system. But when I started looking at the numbers and I realized like everybody's wondering why foundational Black Americans aren't like speaking loud and that protest. I can tell you why, because we're already protected. That's how I feel. We are a protected group of class from the creator. Um, and we've already did the biggest protest that there was, and the numbers shown it. When we went out to the polls last November, we went out in numbers, and then everybody proved to us that they'd rather be adjacent to white millionaires who could care less about them because they didn't want to be adjacent to us. And to me, that's an illusion when you really think that you don't have more in common with us. Like when you support us, you're taken care of. And we're just kind of sitting back and seeing, and I'm really sad for what's happening in the country, but I think reality is finally setting in for people. It's setting in for people, and I'm sorry for, like I told you, I'm right by a construction site. It's like Peru is one big construction site. There's always something going on because what I recently learned, I know I just jumped off the topic, but Peru is on a fault line, so we have earthquakes here and tsunamis. So the buildings are all a little janky looking, but they're pretty sturdy. But anyway, I wanted to talk today specifically about not ICE and not what happened in the government and the polls, but really about the EBT and SNAP. Because I have experienced it, so I know how it had benefited my household, and and I realized how many people don't really understand how it affects more than just individual people. It affects businesses. It affects jobs. It affects the school programs for the children. It's just not the so-called welfare mothers, so-called that they're trying to put it all on, because even that has been dispelled during this whole thing. Thank you, Trump. Um, I know, like, I hope folks use their SNAP benefits wisely this month. I hope they did and not gone out and bought the stuff I see people buy. Because I know if it was me, I would stock up on like water, frozen meats and vegetables, canned goods, rice and dry goods, because that stuff stretches and you can feed a lot of people for a little bit of money. So I'm hoping a lot of these people who are about to lose their benefits definitely did that, because I know I could feed a whole community with a little bit of food that I used to get. I didn't buy a lot of junk, but anyway, that's what I would have done, and I hope they did. But let's talk about this man in the White House, which he recently revealed who is really receiving the the welfare, the supplement, because they will always, of course, people always want to denigrate our community. It's black people need to get up, black. And it's been revealed that it's not our community. It's the other community adjacent to us. He is hurting his own people, and which is crazy. And people are going on social media celebrating it because they thought it was hurting our community. And that's just hateful. That's just, I just can't believe how hateful some people have become. Because I would never jump for joy to see another human being suffering for whatever reason. I've seen people going online eating toast, talking about I'm glad it's gone. I was like, wow. I was like, that's so mean. And then for us to turn around when I was looking it up, I was like, I said, I'm looking at the lines. It's not us in the lines. It's not us on going online crying about our family. So it's just really sad that people are celebrating the idea that children will be hungry, families will not be able to have the food to feed their families, and it's just it's unfortunate, and like they don't really realize the trickle effect, because those grocery stores at the first of the month, that's when they go in the black. They go into the black, and that's wild. So one thing I know, we have I also recently learned there's going to be a new rule with this whole the SNAP benefit, which is interesting. You're going to have to work 20 hours a month to keep your benefits. Meanwhile, um, the entire program, I think, is around 10 million a month, and the White House just sent 40 million to another country in South America. So that just kind of lets you know, like, you all voted for a person saying that it was going to be better. He was going to run things like a business. It was going to be better. You thought it was going to be better for you, and people are losing their mind. And I'm just really glad that we're kind of just sitting back and just not getting involved in it, because we did our job. Uh, because this hits me personally. I remember losing my job a couple of years ago, right after I came back from the Gambia. I got really, really sick. My health had plummeted, and I was denied my unemployment for whatever reason because I was on disability, and I was denied food stamps. And I went a whole year without a job and without a way to buy food or anything. And it was, and I was on disability. So I figured it out, and I didn't go a day without eating. When, your back is to the wall, you will figure it out. Uh, but it was very upsetting for me because I have worked and I have paid into the government. I paid my taxes since the age of 16. So I thought that I would be taken care of. And I was like, wow, this country really don't care if I eat or not. That's when the reality hit me. But instead of me getting upset, I was just like, okay, okay, Allah, I get you. I get you. I get you. So I had to figure it out on my own. And we all know the prices of food is going to raise, which is a big thing. Like here in Peru, what I have noticed, the price of food is so good. The price of food is extremely good. And I wish right now that I could just stay here permanently or at least temporarily until things kind of settle down in America. And honestly, I feel like if we can leave the country right now and just, find other places to kind of, especially if you're working remotely, I'm like, why stay in America? You know, not to not to be running from America. Like, I'm not saying give up your citizenship, but go somewhere, take a little break. I'm seeing a lot of Americans here. There's a lot of Americans in Peru. There's a large Afro-Peruvian community here. Last night, I had went out with two of my friends, and definitely going to share the video. But the amount of food that we were able to purchase, we bought, I mean, plates of food this big. So we bought about five. Wait a minute, one. We bought ceviche, the seafood medley, the fish, the shrimp rice, and like this rice and egg and plantains. It was one, yeah, like 4 or 5 dishes, massive. One dish was enough to feed 3 people, and we couldn't even eat it. And then we had enough leftovers for all 3 of us for the next day. It was a lot of food. In America, one of those plates would have been like $40 or $50. All 4 or 5 plates was 40 USD. So when I say food here is very, very, very reasonable, um, I have really been enjoying that. Just being able to go out, have a really nice meal, nice desserts, and not stress about how much it costs. And like it's been a pleasant surprise. Everything here is very reasonable, and I know when I go back to the States, I'm going to probably be wanting to hit my head in the wall because I know right now prices are going to shoot up because when the first of the month, when those grocery stores do not have that EBT money that they rely on as well, they're going to be sending people home because the prices are going to go up because they're going to need to still pay the whatever staff they have. There's not going to be as many drivers who transport the food. Like, we're going to see this have a trickle down effect on multiple industries, on multiple people and their livelihood, and it's going to hit us hard in our pocket. And that's what happens when you're aligning yourself with a businessman who says he's going to run the country like a business. And the way he runs the country like a business is how he ran all his business. And if you didn't look that up, shame on you, because he ran most of his businesses. He got bankruptcies. It was just, all kinds of things. and that's what we put in the White House. He doesn't give a f about any of us. And so now you see what that really means when he says he's going to run um, our country like a government. Right now, the only ones who are benefiting from this person being in the White House are the wealthy. He gave them their tax cuts. We tried to warn you. We try to warn everybody who voted for him. I know me. I was telling people I personally am not comfortable voting for someone who is a criminal, a known criminal, and but this is a hard lesson. But eventually, people will learn. When you align yourself with us, you win. You really do. Historically, look at history. Historically, it's always been that way. When you align yourself with us, we are like we're empathetic people. We have always helped others. We always wanted to align ourselves. We always supported other communities, but for some reason, it's not it's not reciprocated, and that's okay. It's okay. I'm honestly not looking forward to returning to the U.S. Because Peru has been a beautiful experience, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it. And the food here has been so affordable. I've been eating well. I've gained a lot of weight since I've been here. It's just the food is delicious. The groceries are inexpensive. Um, but once I finish uploading my Morocco trip, I'll share more of my travels here. But this situation really, really, really makes me sad because so many children so many children will be affected. And I pray that Allah has mercy for all those people who are laughing and celebrating the end of EBT and how it's going to affect it, because it also affects the school food program for those children who don't have food in their home, who don't get that get proper meals at home, to ensure that they have a healthy breakfast and lunch so that they don't go hungry. So, like, people are not really thinking on how they are, what they're projecting out here to everyone. Um, and I pray, like I said, I pray that the Creator has mercy on you. I'll never understand anyone who rejoices in someone's suffering. Uh, now we see, now we see it's not the Black community that's mostly receiving help. The truth has been exposed. Thank you, Trump. Thank you for revealing the truth. Um, you know, uh, and I sincerely hope that these people, these families, don't suffer long. I'm grateful to live in the country where these programs like this do exist, because in many places that I have traveled, they don't. If you don't have money to buy food, then you just don't. You have to, like many of the places I've traveled to, if you don't have money to buy food, there's no supplemental nutritional assistant program. You have to rely on your neighbors. You have to rely on family. You have to rely on, the kindness of strangers. So I am grateful that we do have these things in place in America. We have the food banks. The lives are going to be exhausted in these food banks. I can already imagine. I do go to the food banks to help supplement my household because the rent in America is exuberant. So sometimes after you pay your rent, you need a little help with food. So I feel bad for these people who have children, and I'm single. So, family, put your trust into the Creator. And remember, you're never given more than you can handle. And I know that sounds like a lot, but I always trust in Allah. Allah has always helped me, guided me, protected my children, protected me, and made sure that we were always okay. And I just want to just ask people, just start being more communal. Be kind. If you see someone and they need a helping hand, give it to them. Because that might be you the next time. Um, but until next time, this is your girl Empress. This is a Global Green Book. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share the program. And until next time, peace.